As we walked around the Zocalo in the Centro Historico section of Mexico City, I couldn't help but imagine what life was like right here just before the arrival of the Spanish. Here, just under these streets, these churches, these people, lay the ruins of Tenochtitlan, the center of the Aztec Empire. The Aztecs, or Mexica, migrated from the north of Mexico. Some say they came from as far away as Utah or Arizona, or another region that was affected from volcanic activity. Nonetheless, when the Aztecs arrived at Lake Texcoco in central Mexico, they built the great city of Tenochtitlan, and they reigned for just over 200 years. Word is they were not well liked. The Aztec were fearless warriors and great builders. They also subjugated their neighbors. Oppressive. They waged war, and the captives of those battles were used for blood sacrifices to their gods. At the time of contact with the Spanish, apparently the Aztecs were poised for campaign against the Maya to the east. But as the saying goes, what goes around comes around. The world enders were about to have their world ended. The Spanish were horrified when they witnessed still alive humans being sacrificed to Tlaloc and Culhuacan by having their hearts cut out. It's hard to imagine being able to shock the Spanish given their capacity for cruelty. And in the year 1521, after 3 months of siege, and assisted by rival tribes that hated the Aztecs and smallpox, Hernan Cortes finally crushed the mighty Aztecs, killed their king, and destroyed Tenochtitlan, forever ending the world the Aztecs lived in. Hello, D-Rock here. Join me as we have a look at what is left of Tenochtitlan. So what we're looking at right here is Templo Mayor, and this was essentially the centerpiece of the Aztec Empire. And for lack of better descriptions, I'm essentially just going to regurgitate what most history texts say. I'm not a professional historian, but the Aztecs came to the area and they began construction of the city in 1325. So we can't really get down in here and walk around and have a look, but it's impressive nonetheless. So we're here in Mexico City for a few days. Jen's with me and North's with me. We're gonna have a look at Tenochtitlan, and we're also gonna go check out Teotihuacan, the pyramids of Teotihuacan, and some other spots. So, got an interesting few days ahead of us. And what's even more fascinating is whatever originated out of here, somehow or possibly beliefs, art, and these things moved up north where we are in the southwestern United States, or it moved down into Mexico. Either way, it was going back and forth. What's really fascinating about all this is that the city was built in the middle of a lake. Nowadays, there's no remnants of that lake left. Lake Texcoco, I believe, if I pronounced that correctly. But absolutely blows my mind. So what we're gonna try and do is get inside the museum and have a look at some of the relics from Tenochtitlan. Buenas tardes. And go from there. I might have taken a wrong turn. I think we're almost there finally. Okay, we've made it. We just wanted to walk around the block. You know how it is. All right, we are officially in the Templo Mayor. There's a scale of what once was So this city lasted roughly 200 years, 1325, and Cortes sacked it in 1521 and pretty much burned, looted it, destroyed it. The remains he used to build churches and whatnot around it, but it's still here, some of it. So it's amazing to sit here and think about what exactly occurred here. Not just the history the city was built, but imagine the sacrifices that occurred here, and then the battles that were fought between the Aztecs and Cortes. If only these walls could talk, huh? So this is known as the South Red Temple here. You can see down there's red still painted in here. Very interesting. What do you think, Jen?
It's just not even words. It's so cool.
Kind of hard if you have to leave your modern mind behind and kind of imagine what the world was like or what the immediate area was like. And you just can't even comprehend, really. So as we're looking at it, we're kind of just trying to imagine, like, the pyramid had to go up here, but I mean, it was absolutely destroyed. You can actually see, it looks like there's evidence of fire along the edges, but I mean, maybe that's not from when Cortes came through, but maybe it is. I don't know. Regardless, some serious history right here where we're standing. World-changing history. What's really, I mean, for lack of a better word, fascinating is that people's entire world and culture ended right here at this spot. Done. Well, Cortes laid siege for almost 3 months, and through superior weapons and smallpox and other things, he managed to get it done. But yeah, it's kind of similar to when Pizarro marched into Cusco, the Incas, their world, over that day. Interesting. All right, now we're coming into the museum, so this is where we're going to find a lot of the artifacts and stuff. This is fantastic, man, here. One thing I especially wanted to show North here was the Wall of Skulls. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it, shall we? And look at this. Profound, huh? So, what do you suppose the individual or individuals who carved these, what do you suppose their intention was? So this is from the Codex Florentino, and this is a depiction, of course, of sacrificio por extracción de corazón. They're cutting an individual's heart out, and that's what happened here. One last thing before we check out of here. This right here is completely covered in skulls. Sorry my zoom's not getting in as good, but it's all around our skulls. About 242 skulls, according to that sign. So there you have it. Gives you an idea of what was going on out here. The Templo Mayor in Tenochtitlan. Pretty serious stuff. Pretty amazing. Well, that was our tour of Tenochtitlan and Templo Mayor. Next, we're going to Teotihuacan, the Great Pyramids. So we'll see you there. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We'll see you soon. D-Rock out. Adios.